The first new word in this book that I have encountered in this live stream is a word called ventral. I assume that's how you pronounce it. That is spelled, wait, before I get to that, I gotta move some papers to places. Moving papers. Look at this folder I made for my day job. Hello, one viewer. I don't know if you can read that. It says Mudit's day job folder. What's up, one viewer? Please tap the thumbs up. I'm gonna, well, I don't know. I actually, honestly, it's so good that this is not legible, like, to most people. It's legible to me, but, yeah. This keeps on happening where it's like, one viewer shows up, they disappear, and then like 20 show up all at once, and then 70% of them disappear. But that's okay. Check out this Sharpie color. Actually, I don't think the Sharpie doesn't have the color on it. What's up, 3 viewers? Say hello in the chat. I even took down the chat filter. Hello, Aiden. How are you? Let's fix this hair. What's up, 13 viewers? If you can tap the like button, please tap the like button on the stream. That would be super awesome, and it would give me dopamine. Likes on the stream give me dopamine because I eat protein and my muscles stay lean. Bars. What's up, CJK Edits? How are you? What do you edit? What's up, Muffina Chan? Love fan. How are you? Ismail Lopez. I am reading Star Wars Episode 3, the novelization. The book cover. I took off the book cover, but like, I'm sure you believe me. Look at the art is dope. This is like deluxe edition. And then look at this artwork. That is Anakin and Padme. Look at the text on the side of the book. Does this show up like backwards or correctly? Like the text on this spine. Are you able to read it? It might be backwards. It might be backwards from your point of view. Like, I'm wearing a Linkin Park shirt. I don't know if it's backwards or... Oh, it's backwards. Okay. Am I able to, like, change that here? Whoa. I don't think I can... I'm going to look into that. But, one more photo. This is Darth Vader. And it doesn't matter if the camera's fixed because he's definitely backwards. Like, existentially. Vader is existentially backwards, you know, going through a rough time. Identity crisis. All right, let me scroll back to the... What's up, Ragini Kirpen? What's up, Ajmal? How are you? Mafina, how are you? Ragini says cool. CJK Edits says anime. Nice. CJK Edits. I don't watch too much anime. I like Avatar: The Last Airbender. And if you have recommendations, I'm all ears. Nice. Mafina Chan, love fan, is a YouTuber. What kind of content do you make? Ismail says nice. Then I got informed it's backwards. Backwards man, I'm the backwards man. I can walk backwards faster than you can, says Ismail. Nice. That's a bar. Hello, Julian. Does anyone know what the word ventral means? VENTRAL. That's a new word new to me, that popped up in the Star Wars book. Ventral. Can someone look that up for me? And the reason I'm not looking it up is because if I open up Google on my phone, then I'll leave the stream. So if someone can tell me the definition of ventral, VENTRAL, that'd be awesome. We have a message held for review. Oh, Ismail says that's from Freddy Got Fingered. What is that, Ismail? Is that a movie? Is that a show? YouTube flagged that message, by the way, but I permitted it. Unlike a prior message from someone else. CJK Edit says nice. Those are some of my favorites, and a lot of people like watching Naruto. Yeah, my favorite anime more recently is Star Wars Visions. All the seasons. Most of the episodes are anime. Some probably do not fit the definition of anime, but Star Wars Visions is like a series that has like standalone stories, and most of the episodes are anime. Yeah. Okay, what else? Ismail says it's a movie. Gotcha. Oh yeah, by the way, folks, please subscribe to my channel if you have not done so. That would be fantastic. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is probably selfie camera. Yeah, that's microphone. This is retouch. I don't want that. I don't know what that button does. I'm afraid to touch it. I think that one turns the camera off. That one's green screen. This is lighting. Lighting is kind of dope, honestly. Okay, we have one viewer left. Who's the one viewer? Can someone look up the word ventral for me? VENTRAL. That'd be awesome if you could do that. I should have kept my computer nearby to look up words, but that's okay. Ventral. There's a Star Wars character called Asajj Ventress. I wonder if that has anything to do, maybe from a source of inspiration in terms of writing. Hello, 4 viewers. Thank you for joining. Please subscribe to my channel. It's spelled VENTRAL. 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 I'm like the Indian kid at a spelling bee, but I'm like 3 times older. I never did a spelling bee when I was a kid. And it also makes you wonder, why are spelling bees only for kids, it seems? I don't see adult spelling bees. Except my pharmacy school had spelling bees for medication names, but that's niche. That's a specific thing. It's not just words in general. Hello, viewers. I'm having volunteers look up a big word for me. Ventral. VENTRAL. I'm going to put it in the question. YouTube prompted me to ask a question. What is the definition of ventral? Okay, good. Hello, Shadow Band. How are you? I'm doing all right. I am reading Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. I don't know if Episode 3 is a technical part of the title of this book, which is the official novelization. I think it's just Revenge of the Sith in terms of this book. But I'm reading this. Ismail, it's either the belly abdomen or the inner lower surface of a structure. Ah, thank you. Okay, so the sentence here is one of the tri-fighters behind him decided it couldn't follow and went for a ventral slip that took it directly into the blasts from Anakin's cannons. This is from like the beginning of the book. So that probably describes like a relative position on Obi-Wan Kenobi's ship. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm going to get rid of the Q&A now. Thank you, Ismail. I really appreciate that. Joe Snuffy, Free Palestine. Support Antifa. Antifa literally means anti-fascism. So Free Palestine, Free Luigi Mangione. Lock up Donald Trump. Shadowband is a huge Trek fan. I would like to get into Star Trek. Where can I watch it? Shadowband. Where is there a streaming service or what's like the most streamlined, no pun intended, way to watch Star Trek? What's the easiest way to watch it? Stuart Patterson says we have a drag queen in the UK who does a street YouTube thing and asks people on the street to spell diarrhea. It's funny. Oh, okay. I think it might be spelled differently in the US. I wonder if the US... I don't think the US spelling has the letter O in it, which is fascinating. We have a message held for review. Oh, yes, I agree. I'm going to show it. Ismail says Joe is a cuck, and I agree. Hawken McCarthy says 67. I think I saw that in a meme discussion, and not some sort of new lingo. You LOL looks like a troll. Stuart Patterson, Netflix or Paramount? Okay, Paramount Plus. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. All right. I'll probably block you, LOL, the handle. Expert level trolling. How do I do this? Aha, okay. Mr. Spivey, I agree. Jesus is the only way, so Stell. Mr. Spivey, tell ICE to abolish themselves since Jesus is the only way. I agree. Block Jesus, LOL. I might block his fans, but I think Jesus might need our help wherever he may be. No Abyss being racist. I will block. We have 9 viewers. What's up, 9 viewers? What is up, 9 viewers? Please subscribe in case you have not done that yet. Please and thank you. I'm reading the Star Wars book. Am I allowed to read the book out loud? Or is that can someone find out if I am allowed to read this book out loud, or is that like a, I don't know, copyright issue, or is that not allowed if I read this book out loud, like verbatim? I mean, I don't think I would be interested in doing that, like a robot, but I also don't want to like do the wrong thing. I don't want to get in trouble. What's up, Easton Taylor? I am reading Revenge of the Sith. I'm reading the novelization, the official one, of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Grindcore Jazz says, praise Jesus. Yes, I hope Jesus becomes free. Abolish ICE. Lock up Donald Trump. Free Palestine. Free Luigi Mangione. Abolish capitalism. Support communism. Support socialism. Support universal health care. Support leftism. Become a leftist, like me. Roger that. Are you allowed to shake hands with your left hand? I'm allowed to do whatever I want, Roger. So you can Roger that. Charlie Underwood said hi. How are you, Charlie? I think that's a cool name. Grindcore Jazz. Alright, whatever you say. Hello, Fernivore. How are you? Easton Taylor. Yeah, me too. My favorite show is Andor. My favorite movie is Episode 3. Namaste indeed. Grindcore Jazz. Star Wars is satanic. That's why I watch it, bro. Did it get crazy, Fernivore? This is the internet. Okay, Stuart Patterson says keep it minimal. I think that's fair advice. Danny, depends on the flavor. What makes you ask that, Danny? And why didn't you put a question mark at the end of your question? Why don't you speak proper English? Stuart says, but reading verbatim constitutes as infringement. Understood. Fernivore. I think Fernivore is turning against me. I'll probably block them. Grindcore Jazz. That's a cool handle, asking for my address. Danny, you can ask your mom. We have messages held for review. Oh, thanks, Stuart. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm using YouTube tools to kind of take out some trash. Danny, she might not be, but there was one inside, so we make more money than all of you combined. All right, let's see if I can, I'm not going to read this book to you verbatim, but let's see if I can tell you about it as I'm reading it. The part I'm reading is about the very beginning. I'm on page 17, and this is the battle in the sky when Palpatine is under General Grievous's babysitting, I guess. Yeah. Aaron Williamson. That's not my last name, but we collectively are more successful than you, so do with that information what you will. Okay, so Solid Oprah 818. I'm reading something even better. I'm reading the novelization of Star Wars Episode 3. So that's that. Do it, quote. Nice. 7 viewers is a good amount. Solids, you need to spell your correctly. You know what's funny? I feel like your religion, Christian mythology, is so stringent that you will probably go to hell for spelling your incorrectly. Vi DeVito, 3 things that are most important to you. I would say health, happiness, which has a lot of overlap with health. And what's the third thing? Artistic fulfillment. So those are my three things, VA DeVito. Hawken, how are you? Aaron Williamson, party affiliation. I'll approach that carefully. I am not a Republican and never will be. I reside in a blue state that is not a swing state. So that's what I'll disclose, Aaron Williamson. Is you're correct? No, it's not, you idiot. DCC, you need to go back to D Community College, fool. I've already answered the question via DeVito. Stuart Patterson. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Black Mirror, although I don't think I've seen the newest season of Black Mirror yet, because I'm reluctant to get Netflix again. Maybe one day, or actually, better yet, instead of me getting Netflix or signing up for it or paying for it, if I'm like in a hotel or an Airbnb or something along those lines, and there's like complimentary Netflix, or I can use my friend's account or my friend's computer, and there's enough time for me to watch Black Mirror or the like. There's a show, Three Body Problem, that I really liked. I wonder if they did the second season yet. Steve Bano, favorite toilet paper brand. Your report card? I don't know. We'll go with that. Grindcore Jazz. Trump should be locked up. Trump is a pedophile. Stuart Patterson. Yeah, I watched the first season of Stranger Things. I really enjoyed it. I think I just kind of... I think the headspace I was in when I watched Stranger Things was one that's like hard to replicate. So I think I need to get in the right mindset to resume watching the show. Solid Upright 18. You can study psychology and neuroscience to get some answers there. So, good luck. Stuart Patterson says second season's coming for Three Body Problem. The OA. It sounds so familiar. I think it was a recommended show. I just didn't act on it. In the good place. I'll take notes of those. I liked Ozark. I liked all of Narcos. I think Narcos Mexico might have fallen off a little bit. I might have fallen off. Like, I think it got to a point where it was just running on. I started Breaking Bad, but I think it was just so long that I just forgot to resume it, I suppose, at some point. Breaking Bad. Grindcore Jazz. Okay. Jesus loves me. I appreciate that. Tell Jesus I say, what's up? Modern science is unable to prove consciousness as a factual product. We don't even know why we have dreams. I think you're unfairly characterizing what research does exist on these topics. So I'm not going to refute your points head on because they're not well-constructed points in the first place. APZ. I think, how do you pronounce it? APAC? What's up, Ryan Abs? How are you? 4 viewers. Not bad. That's pretty good for my standards. 4 viewers. Andrew Garl. Can you retype that, Andrew? there seems to be a typo somewhere in your message, Andrew, and I'm curious like what the intended message was. It's funny. Good to hear, Ryan Abs. Solid Upra 818. You know, there's a tone. There's a tone you have, Solid Upra, that I'm probably not going to entertain. But thankfully, you're not being obnoxious enough for me to like block or anything. But I might just ignore you. Ryan Abs, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Billy Mutahar, I think that's a streamer that I've been told I look similar to. So that's not me, but I'm glad you didn't say something too problematic there. Yeah, the prequels are underrated. Very much underrated. In fact, I watched the Star Wars like prequels before I watched the Star Wars, what do you call it, original trilogy. So I watched the movies in timeline order, as George Lucas probably intended for my generation as I don't know, as a millennial, I guess. So, are you? Oh, Cole Trickle. That's dope. Yo, that is so cool. I think you're the first like Linkin Park fan that's like told me they're a Linkin Park fan on this live stream. That is so dope, Cole. I have so many questions. What's your favorite album, Cole? Your favorite Linkin Park album? My favorite album is the Live in Texas, Linkin Park Live in Texas. You know, where they gave this DVD with the CD of the live recordings of their shows. Stalwart Shinobi, Star Wars 3 is best. Yes, that's my favorite movie. What's up, Skippy? How are you? Billy's going nuts. Stuart says, "Don't send ice for me." So Stuart, I liked aspects of the Acolyte. I was engaged and entertained, but there were gaps in what I understand to be the direction, and I don't know, because I've been corrected many times on the semantics where like, okay, with the Acolyte, I thought the writing could have been better, but the acting was good. And then apparently when you get deep into the forums and like how the industry works and how the, I don't know, filming process works, apparently the issue lied with like the director or like the thing with the Acolyte is that like there's so okay, first of all, there's no Star Wars content that I really dislike. I like all of it. I'm not in the business of like raining on anyone's Star Wars parade, but the Acolyte seemed to struggle with the written word of the dialogues, the what the people were saying, and there were times where like I feel like the cameras were cutting in awkward circumstances. Something I'm totally not qualified to comment on, but like, and then one unique qualm I have with the Acolyte is that the Easter eggs, the fan service Easter eggs in the Acolyte were too Easter egg-esque. Like you saw like the purple light whip saber, the purple lightsaber like whip style. You see that for like half a second. You see Darth Plagueis for half a second. You see, I don't know, Yoda at the end for half a second. What else? Like there's such like the fan service Easter egg placement is so like I didn't like how minuscule they were, but anyways, I was entertained. Let's see. Hybrid Theory favorite album. Awesome. Cole, What's your favorite song on their newest album on From Zero? Hi Ryan, how are you? Cole, you were there? That is lit. Yo, that's crazy. I was not there. Live in Texas was the first like album I ever got, the first exposure to music I ever had in an intentional way, like intentional, you know. Yeah, Cole, that's nuts. Cole, do you like? Did you? I have so many questions. Like, did you? Were I assume you were living in Texas at the time? Do you still reside there? Lincoln Park's affinity for Texas is like the biggest redeeming factor of Texas. like, but I mean, I've been to Texas a number of times for Lincoln Park concerts and to perform stand-up comedy. Uh, One More Light, a very emotional album. I a lot of the critique I just gave for Acolyte, it's not the same criticisms I have for One More Light, but there's a common theme of how I feel about that album with how I feel about The Acolyte. Stuart Patterson didn't deserve the hate it got. Work in industry and his jobs for people that fans hate so much. Horrendous. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I think like the sheer vitriol is unfair, and unjustified, and also just inaccurate. I agree, Stuart. Um, Something. So I have another like critique, not of the acolyte specifically, but like I think Disney dimmed the lightsabers. Is it just me? Like the way the lightsabers shine in the prequels. I wish like why can't they just keep that for other like I remember this scene where I forgot how you pronounce his name. The main Sith Lord character, the main red lightsaber wielder in the Acolyte. Like, okay, without rambling too much, I wish the lightsabers were brighter in not only the Acolyte, but just, I mean, in Obi-Wan Kenobi. I guess they were bright enough in Obi-Wan Kenobi because they had them shined in like nighttime scenes, but the I wish the lightsabers appeared the way they did in the prequels throughout more of Star Wars. Yeah. By the way, Stuart, what do you do? If you don't mind me asking, what do you do in the industry? Uh, what what's your role? I might. Yeah, I'm gonna block Via de DeVito. By the way, just did that. Grindcore, Disney Plus is milking the franchise. I mean, I believe it. I believe Disney and Disney Plus are doing all kinds of unsavory things. Cut the bridge. Nice. Cole. Cole, have we met before, by the way? Like, I'm just curious. And that's totally fine if we haven't. I'm just curious. My favorite song on the new album is Overflow. I remember, so I went to I went to the album listening, not the, I went to an album listening party. So I saw the concert in, my first Linkin Park concert was in 2024. It was in Dallas, technically Arlington, Texas, and they had the album listening party the next day. So we went to the record store, my now wife and I. And when I heard Overflow, I was completely blown away, overflowing with joy. Nathan T., I'm reading the novelization of Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, grindcore jazz, I agree. Stuart Patterson. Yeah, Darth Plagueis live action. I feel like I might be behind on chats. uh, Manny Jacinto. Yeah, the acting was great. Manny was great. All the actors were great. I think maybe either the script or some of the tools they had, not just literal tool like physical tools, but just I think the acting was great. But I think what the actors had to work with maybe could have been better, just in general. Stuart works in post-production, media, workflow management, edit assisting. That is dope. I am very inspired to hear that. Like, wow, that is very cool. That is very cool. I I have so many questions. uh, how's the work treating you? I'm sure you like what you do, but I'm also curious. Like, are you overworked? How are you being treated? I ask these questions just because it's like lately I feel like no matter what industry you are in or what discipline you're interested in, it seems like capitalism is so prevalent and like American capitalism where it's just like everyone's just being eaten alive at their jobs because of like corporate culture, pretty much regardless of industry, regardless of position, unless you're like C-suite exec level, which none of my friends are, and I'm sure not. Um, so yeah, just curious about those questions. I think Sandra's being racist. Che guy is being racist. Let's. I'm gonna take some initiative on the blocking. Yeah, let's do that. There's a timeout option. I wonder how that works. Clone Wars had great lore. Yeah, I agree. I started Clone Wars. I think it's such a long series that I just kind of got distracted by life. Stuart says, right now on a career break, ADHD diagnosis. Okay. Okay, understood, Stuart. I hear you. I totally hear you. Yeah, Stuart. I mean, I work part time. I work a contract, remote, part time job in clinical research. I had gone to pharmacy school. I began my like comedy art career pursuit passion project over a year after graduating pharmacy school, and the money I make from that is very like side hustle, not much, doesn't really pay any bills. Financially speaking, it's unfortunately a hobby. I hate that the concept of a hobby exists because it's sort of indicative of, again, capitalism and how all the fun things are hobbies, you know, all the good fun things have to be hobbies, which is sad, and all the shitty things aren't. So, yeah, AI to completely take over. Yeah, I think one of the definitions is like, what does it look like when it's completely taken over? I guess it looks like when like when the entire working class is like imprisoned and enslaved, like a working class in terms of like permanent working class, and then the capitalist class just owns our lives. But the reason they even have us is to like sustain their living. Um, yeah. AI can't compute some of the things I can do. Still needs guidance, but it might not be far off. Yeah. I and you know what's interesting? I think that it's possible for AI to be purported to be taken over fully, but it'll probably just be used as a proxy or a justification to just like screw people over. Like executives will say that AI has replaced a ton of jobs, but I think that could just be the system's way of expediting our collective like exploitation, enslavement. Um, AI is super flawed, but I think it's sort of a proxy that elites can use to further screw us over. Um, gotcha. Algorithms. True. Stuart, are you um, what do I want to ask? Do you happen to be based in LA or New York by any chance? I'm just or Chicago. I'm just curious if you happen to have like proximity to those sort of industry hubs. I'm currently in the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. I I used to reside in New York City, and I miss it dearly. But I do visit. I did visit and perform in New York this past weekend. And I will be visiting New York again this coming weekend, and I'll be visiting LA. Both visits for performing stand-up comedy. Oh, UK, nice. I have not. I haven't traveled internationally since before the pandemic shut down in 2020, and I still haven't performed stand-up comedy outside the United States. Um, it just so happens. So hopefully I can do that soon. Uh, Keegan Self, sing you a lullaby. I think I'm good, but maybe if I'm in a more energetic or outgoing mood in a later live stream. Keegan, if you can remind me by commenting on one of my YouTube shorts, I can probably sing you a lullaby in a future live stream. Liverpool. Oh, a film studio's opening soon. That's dope. That's awesome. Yeah, hopefully my one of my comedian colleagues, shout out to Brian Pham. He's actually visiting London this weekend, which is why I can't crash at his place. uh, and he's performed outside the U.S. in London. Hopefully I can do something analogous, similar. Timmy's got a hot AI take. It'll take linguistic jobs, call center. And you know what, Timmy? The thing is, it's not up to AI what jobs it takes. It's up to the elites what jobs are taken by AI, and the fact that we even have to work jobs is a proof that we live in hell. Jolly old Britain. By the way, I have not been to the UK or the entire continent of Europe. I have not been to the entire continent of Africa. I've been to Asia, various countries. I've been to Australia. I've been to various countries in South America. Just as a fun fact there. Liverpool's funniest place in the UK. Yeah, I hope to visit. I will try to visit soon. Maybe I think the thing that would prompt me to visit is if there's a comedy festival, or if there's a comedy festival that I can apply to, if I can submit materials to an established event, such as a festival. It doesn't have to be a festival. It could be a competition. It could be like, if there's a, you know what? After this live stream, I will look up comedy clubs in and near Liverpool, see if they have like a form. I'll fill out that form, submit my materials as it pertains to stand-up comedy, and see if I get a response. Maybe I can perform there soon. Yeah, Edinburgh. Yeah. I should do that at some point in life. I should do that. I think this is the longest stream I've ever done. We're coming up on almost 45 minutes. I'll wrap this up. Thank you all so much. Check out my other content. I'm on Instagram at ILike2Mudit. That's the number 2. Peace out, y'all. May the force be with you.